Investigators want you to keep an eye out for a scam that's going out over social media. If that rental on Facebook Marketplace you see looks pretty good to be true, chances are it is. Brunswick County Sheriff's investigators say the house rental scam is targeting users on Facebook. Scammers are posing as landlords, collecting payments from those who don't suspect an issue. Those scammers do not own the property and they disappear after they take your money. Got to watch out for posts that are vague and don't have pictures or any contact info. Ask questions in person about the house. If you're talking to the landlord or a leasing agent, they'll know about it. Ask for a photo ID and a license plate number when you're going to meet somebody, because scammers want to remain anonymous. And be cautious of any listings that have a low price and somebody asking for a payment up front.